So Councillor Troon of the Good Party accepted the invitation to be part of this podcast series. Councillor, welcome. How are you doing?
Welcome, Lucian. Welcome here to Cinematics. Nice
Yes,
being
yes,
here.
yes.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, I've been told so many times about your podcast. I've seen it also from time to time.
yes,
And may I also wish you good luck,
thank
and
you.
I think this is one of those mediums like that we need, especially from the colored community. And especially when you interview, those heroes of ours like Dave and them, it really means something to us because it at least gives our children their dream that they can
Yes,
also
yes, that
achieve,
they can achieve it
So
as
the only
well.
thing that we can say is for you to like continue and your team with the good
Sure.
work, and may the Lord bless you like tremendously.
Fantastic. So this is obviously an unofficial introduction, but I thought, you know what, you are in studio, so
Yeah.
let's do a video. And the podcast that our residents or our viewers are familiar with
Yes.
is the podcast, the Luciano podcast, where I interview entrepreneurs and we speak and they share how they got from where they were to where they are now. However, this channel, this podcast is all about the road to City Hall.
Great.
So obviously you represent the Good Party,
Yeah.
and we are grateful that you came on board and be part of this channel, and where you will obviously do your part in educating our voters.
Right.
And that is all that we're about. So we would like to stay apolitical
Yes.
and
Right.
yeah, but have a platform where you can share your views. So, in saying that, what can people expect over the next 20
Look,
weeks?
yeah, look, currently I'm the only like councillor of good in council. But I
Okay?
also say this. I consider good as the like official like opposition in this council, even though we are one and the DA is 48. And the reason why I say that is because Good and myself, we raise the issues that matter in council. I can proudly say we are the only party that constantly exposes fraud and corruption. There's no other party that does that. And that's why I say that Good is the like official like opposition in this council. Secondly, when your minorities, like your colors and your Indians and your whites have any problems, labor problems at the municipality, they come to me, because they know that I deal with matters in a very, very like robust manner and so on. But I'm sure now that some of the listeners or viewers have heard that Good, Rise Mzansi, and
Yes.
Bosa have formed now one party like Unite for Change. And we're confident that we're going to leave our mark within this like elections, because the difference between us, like Lucian, and the other parties is going to be this, and this is what we must note. Many people are screaming for like political change.
Yeah.
Now, let I say this: political change on its own would never change the destiny of our people, because politics inherently is corrupt, it is evil, So, what we're saying from our side is that apart from the political change that we want to bring, we want to bring moral change, like ethical change, but most of all, like spiritual change. If you don't have those three components attached to political change, it's going to mean nothing. There was like political change in Beaufort West, and there was a big hula hoo about the political change there. And ultimately, the people that brought their political change, they were chased away by the people like from Beaufort West. What we are saying, our problems in our community, may it be gangsterism, unemployment, and all that type of thing, it has to do with moral issues, ethical issues, and most of all, like your spiritual issues. We want to bring those issues back into our community and start with the family unit. Because once the family unit has crumbled, everything around it would then collapse. Understand? So we have like identified the family as the unit where we're going to start from and build it out from there, so that our communities need to become the communities that were in days gone by when I was still your age and so on, you know. So, and I think that is going to be the distinct difference between like Unite for Change and all of the other parties. All of the other parties are only concentrating on political change because they are after tenders, you know, they're after positions and so on. So, and I think that we would also like rely on people like yourselves, you know, to like critically analyze every party that is coming here. Don't ask them soft questions. Even with me, you
Sure.
ask brutal, hard questions. Questions that the people on the street would want to ask. But they don't have that platform that you have. You must be the spokesperson of the people on the ground, you know. And if you're not going to do that, history is going to deal harshly with you. And I would not want that to happen to you.
I understand, and I hope that that's not a threat,
No,
but
no.
I know your heart. So, what I want to say is that you've said a mouthful now. So, are you saying that you said politics is corrupt? Are all politicians corrupt, and is your party the only one that's focusing on morals, ethics, etc.? Are they the only ones who are not corrupt, or are you speaking about in general?
I'm not saying that our party members are not corrupt, because what you must understand, political parties are made up of people.
Yes,
Yeah. Now let I tell you why I say that politics is corrupt. You see, politics started with in thousands of years ago with the appointment of kings.
yes, even in biblical days.
Yes. Now a king is a political office.
Sure.
Now, what used to happen in the Old Testament? God used to speak to the prophet, and the prophet would then advise the king.
Yes, yes,
Thus said the
yes,
Lord. A person like David, like Saul,
sure.
someone who feared God greatly before they became king, after they came into that position, they changed. So,
I hear you.
politics has the ability
To corrupt.
to
Good
corrupt. It
people.
has the ability to make the best of a person and turn him into the worst of a person. You know, that's why now I've made it my mission. And this is going to be part of our campaign to sell Bibles. né? Because I want to try and stay as close to the Word so that it must always keep me on my toes. Understand? Because there's three things in politics that will destroy you. It's money, it's power, and it's women. Understand? So, and if you're not careful, then if David could fall because of politics, if Saul could fall, who am I? Who am you? We're simple mere men. Understand? That's why I say politics is corrupt. And because it is corrupt, you must stay as close to the Word of God, so that must be your strength in the morning when you wake up and that evening when you go and sleep. Because you know that this is an evil terrain. But we cannot do without politics.
Thank you so much for clearing that actually up, because from my point of view, this channel is for our voters and us as entrepreneurs who don't want to get involved with politics, because we see what it can do, as you've just said, corrupt. But at the end of the day, we are in a very important year, 2026. We have the LGE coming up, and whoever's gonna take the mayoral seat will be managing 22 billion rands, and at the end of the day, that is basically more than most or the top 10 companies in Port Elizabeth. So if we want to basically have that run correctly, we need to actually be educated first, because we may have been voting for our parents' party. or whatever, or however we were influenced. So I'm grateful that you are willing to come on here and share with others your perspective, and so we can have a platform for our voters, so they can be educated. Yes, we will not be campaigning on this to actually gain voters, but explain why we get to the conclusions and why we do what we do. And thank you for being transparent and allowing others on that journey. So I'm looking forward. Family, thank you so much for tuning in and taking the time to actually care about what's going on in politics, and knowing that, you know what, I have a say and I make a difference. Are there any last comments that you would like to
Well,
make?
I would say once again, thank you very much. And if your channel could also help, like with voter education, that people should be taught, Lucian, not to vote like for anyone, like because I feel so sad and so sorry for us as colored people. During 2021, there were parties that were campaigning on the back of our people from the northern areas. When those people got into council, hulle was net doodstil. They said absolutely nothing. What people should look at is that who are the people that is working? It doesn't who's working in those communities. It doesn't matter whether that person belonged to Dog's Party or whatever. If the person is there uplifting that community, vote for that person. Because something strange about our people. We vote for a particular party, but when we're in trouble, then people especially run to me. I mean, daai keer was nie reg wees nie, man. And I help people from all walks of life. But we should also try and teach people to be ethical. If Standard Bank cannot help me when I'm in need, then I must take my account and I go to FNB and then I go to another bank to go and bank there. But it's not morally, ethically right to if my bank does not give me the cert, then now I go there to Netbank and I want to trade that doors down, because do you understand what I'm saying? So, and it's the same with politics. People, we are in these like situations now for years now. Don't be distracted with color. Nee, daai man is 'n kleerling, ek gaan vir 'n kleerling. No, you don't. You vote for a person that works. Finish and clear. I help black people, Indian people, colored people, and so on. But I've got a soft spot for us colored people. Because, as I told you earlier on, for some or other reason, we just keep on having it wrong. In apartheid, we were too white. Or whatever.
Too white to be black.
Yes.
And
now it's again like reverse. So onze mense het altyd verkeerd. Now, because we're going through that depressing situation, now we grab everyone where I screen it as if a kleerling and you don't even look into the background of the person. I have been involved with community development since 1992. And I really pride myself on what I've done. I come from a small town, Kumga, and I think that my stay in PE was literally really to make difference in the life, especially of poor people, because I know what poverty is. You see? So may you continue with your podcast, continue like educating our people, that they should look more at the people who are standing rather than the party that is there. Understand? Because there are parties that have failed us over and over and over. Good luck, everything of the best, and may your podcast grow from strength to strength, and may you have the opportunity one day to interview our President Cyril Ramaphosa, and that you could be one of your main guests here, man. But everything of the best, and God bless.
I believe it's only a matter of time before that happens. Thank you so much.
Great. That's it.